What it do? It's your boy Illuminated D. And you know what I'm saying? Today, we're back with another one. So, today is July 28th, 2024. And going off of what Pop said on the previous video about, the state of the world, it really kind of brings me back to the movie Hunger Games. Like when I really kind of look at it, the Hunger Games, right? So in the Hunger Games, basically you had the super wealthy individuals that used the lower class individuals in the society, the overall world in their society, as pawn or game in order to have their like coal mines. They had food grown, they had all these different things, right? And then what they would do is they would select specific tributes from the districts to go and fight amongst each other for one of them to gain their freedom. Now, I'm about to go into like, it's not a conspiracy, but I'm just kind of gonna go like to what I'm seeing, right? So it's crazy. So we have the situation that just happened, and that kind of, in a way, is kind of like District 11. So you know what I'm saying with the Rue, how they had all the districts come in, and then everybody paid respect to Rue, because that was like the youngest character, the person that was like innocent, like they couldn't or shouldn't have even been there, but nobody stepped up to the plate, like how Katniss did for her sister. You see what I'm saying? So because nobody was there to stand up for her, it was just a bad situation that we all look at. And it was kind of like District 11 where there, you know what I'm saying, she was by herself. You feel me? And very saddening situation, rest in peace to the late Miss Sonia Massey. And we look at it, then we got the Olympics going on. Came out on the horse. Oh, I don't even want to talk about this like that, but just came out on the horse, and paid tribute to the bull. It's so crazy, but I just look at it like, it just kind of feels like overall the Hunger Games. Everybody's trying to survive in their world, and then, we all have our specific things that we have to do. And it's either you're trying to fight through inflation, you're trying to gain wealth, even if you haven't or were born directly into it. You're still trying to put in work, you're making smart moves, you're putting yourself in position. And then you have those individuals that just don't want to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Some people say that it's easier to go and be homeless than to actually get a job, because getting a job requires you to work, exert your energy, and have to pay bills, try and get a car. If you can't get a car, then you gotta take a bus. Some people just, it just feels like inflation's beating them down, and some people have given up. And, in this land of opportunity, it's not, I would say, like, okay, being an individual that's traveled all across the world, let's move past the Hunger Games. Let's move past the Hunger Games, okay? We'll move past the Hunger Games. I just jumped script, okay? So I was saying that the state of the world kind of felt like it was the Hunger Games just based off of specific happenings, but I'm not going to go too deep into a conspiracy that's not even proven. I want to go into like this inflation topic of, people giving up and realizing, okay, so if you're middle class, right, you have to maintain a certain set of things in order to maintain a comfortable lifestyle. You still need to be able to have the place that you live, even if that means you're renting or buying. If you bought, you probably got the 2.5 interest rate. If you didn't get the 2.5 interest rate, it's not as easy to do it by yourself. So that means that you need a team, or you need a partner who's willing to go equally half with you, so that you can afford this inflation rate of a 6.1, which is roughly on a $300,000 property is going to be $2,500 on top of utilities, on top of gas, on top of groceries. Do you have kids? Do you got to get school clothes? Do you got to feed them? Is a newborn? You know what I'm saying? Car insurance. I can go deeper, but then you have those individuals that it's like they were trying, but 3 jobs just is absurd. And they have this chart that I was looking at. It's basically the 4 levels of value. You have the lowest tier, which is using your body, trading your time for money, right? Trading your time for money. That's like the lowest tier, because we have to trade our time for money. That means I have to wake up, go to a job. It says the next one is communication. So the next one will be management, which would be moving up from the using your body into managing other individuals, which is a higher tier. So you're looking at your 30 through 50 potentially at your lower tier. Your management is going to get you through that 60-75 ratio. Then communications, you know what I'm saying, being a great communicator, which is going to put you on top of, like, in that, out of the managerial position into that that top, we can say, overall supervisor, maybe the foreman, probably looking at regional. Once you start hitting regional, you're starting to get those good numbers based on commissions and whatever it is that you do. And then you have the 4th level, the highest level, which is creativity. And being creative has no bound because there's no set structure, which means that whatever it is, it can just create endless amounts of money. So I think looking at why the inflation is beating people down to a point where if you're having to work 3 jobs, then it's hard. So then it would probably be smarter for you to just go to YouTube and just go straight for the creative side and just document your whole life, and people would probably end up being super entertained. So it's not saying that people don't have a way out. I think it's just asking yourself, like, what do you want in life, and then believing in God, believing in something higher than yourself, and then chasing after it. But then on top of that, we have all these different things that are going on in the world. We have a lot going on in the world. We have trials and tribulations still. Even if it's good, we still have, is it always greener on the other side? We have two major happenings happening in the world right now that the news is talking about, but majority of everybody that I'm coming to conversation with, nobody's talking about, okay, what can we do to help, the people in our country? How can we feed? How can we help each other and push each other to the next level? And I did recently see somebody talking, and he was like, if you just took $600 from 20,000 people, 28,000, that's $6 million. You can start up a tech company. Like $600, like we all get paid $600. Like, you telling me that we couldn't all put our money together in a pot of 600? We get to 28,000 subscribers, and then we just create a business, and then everybody gets paid out a residual. Like, that's too easy. I already do that with my friends. You know what I'm saying? We already doing that. So, like, to actually come to a community and feel like, we can talk possibility instead of impossible, because you got to understand, impossible doesn't mean that it's not possible. Impossible, if you just break the I and the M off, what does that mean? It means I'm possible. Impossible, come on now, that was the way that it was spoken in the language. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they say words are different spells. So if you, and not saying spells because I'm a Christian, right? Whatever you believe, be happy with it. I'm happy for you. I'm gonna pray for you and bless and hope, even if you don't believe in anything, you're still successful, still blessed, still being able to have opportunity, and maybe we can both speak positivity and enlightenment to each other. I don't have to try and force what I believe on you. You don't have to force what you believe on me. We can be positive individuals together. But just speaking of it and knowing that it's possible, that's why I think that we're going to build a great community here, because it's a community of believers. And we only do good business, you feel me? We only do good business, always done good business. So if we're gonna do business, it's not to jump ship. It's not trying to leave anybody out. It's taking the whole team. And if one person gets left behind, we got a wagon wheel and come and get them. You feel me? So just a crazy dynamic of the Hunger Games and the inflation rates and everything that we're going through. It's kind of like it was basically given to us to see before it ever really happened or what was actually happening. But if you really look at it, whatever you believe, whatever you think it is, you know, I think that as a people, just speaking to one community at the moment, because everything else was for everybody. This is for one community. I think it's just coming together and understanding our history, addressing the trauma, and then moving forward with the belief that and intentional effort to work together as a team. You feel me? Like actually putting your hand out and be like, how can I help you? Because if you have resources and I have resources, why wouldn't we want to work together? Just because you're healthy in this side of resource doesn't mean that you might be healthy in this side of resource, and I have a resource that you don't have. I guarantee that I can get just the same amount of stuff done with a person who has a Billy without the Billy. I guarantee I could, just because I built that connection base with so many different people around the world from the occupation that I have, that I know everybody who does everything pretty much. It doesn't have to be on the highest tier, because people at a seemingly lower tier can give better quality than somebody who has millions of dollars. Because what I've learned is money doesn't equate to actual intentional effort and talent, as well as progressional EXP experience, right? So you can have all the money in the world and get a crappier video than a person who has less money, who knows what they're doing. You see what I'm saying? There's a total difference. And based off of what it is, it's not about trying to be famous. It's actually about trying to get something to leave for your future generation, and so that you can enjoy it. Because I don't firmly believe that we're just supposed to work and sleep and work and sleep until we die. I just don't believe that, and not everybody's doing it. So coming to you and just saying where we are in the world, it may be uncertain because there's other individuals who have the same life situation. We were all born the same way. Just because you have a little bit more information doesn't mean that we didn't come in the same way and we don't leave the same way. So understanding that, I think we need to spread more positivity. We need to be more positive lights. We need to not only look at the monetary, because it's not just about monetary. Don't only look at what and how much money this person is giving me. How can they help me? How can they help me build my mental? How can they help me be a better individual? How can they help me be more positive? How can they help me address my traumas? Can they support me in my traumas? Can I learn how to not force my traumas on anybody else and trigger them? How can we provide more positivity, just in general? But it's just a thought. But you know what I'm saying? It's because we all want to be successful. We all want to be somewhere in life. But in order to do that, you got to do something that you ain't never done before. And that's the reason that we're doing this right here, right now. All right, everybody be blessed. Be safe. We out.